Hi, Chuck Etheridge here. Exciting times in English 4322. We are going into week 6, which is good stuff. We are moving through our discussion of writing in the media, and we are talking about writing for social media. Now, a lot of us, our only previous experience with social media might have been personally. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. We might have followed some politicians or perhaps organizations or celebrities that we follow. But the social media is a really important part of the way nonprofit agencies get the word out. I follow a number of nonprofits myself, and the really good ones, if once you like their page, you get some kind of message about that nonprofit pretty much every day. It gets the word out about them. It makes people think of them. It keeps their name in front of you, the public. And we're also going to meet some new nonprofit directors that we haven't seen before in our videos. So we're going to look at some new experts this week as well. So exciting stuff. So this week we're going to be finishing up our press releases, which a number of you have indicated are challenging, and then we're going to actually be writing professionally based Facebook posts. I'd like you to make these as realistic as possible. So I did want to take one moment to talk a little bit about Portfolios 1 and how they're how you did on them. I'm pleased with the work. Nobody has bombed tremendously. Most people have done good to pretty good. Some people have done spectacularly. I wanted to explain a tiny bit about the grading system. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead now. We're going to move to our desktop, and then I'm going to call up my grade book. So I've graded all of these, and I just wanted you to see what the grades look like. Obviously, I blacked things out as well. But here's Joe Bob student here. And so we go through, we see he did not turn in a critique of a memo. He got a 4 on the final draft of the memo. He turned in drafts to the organizational policy. Now remember, everybody who turned in a rough draft of the organizational policy gets a 5 because of an error on my part. So everybody gets free 5 points, which is basically a free A on that as well. Draft of the job description turned in. And the job description critique, rough draft of the job description, and then a 4.5 on the job description. So these are all the grades that good old Joe Bob got on his Portfolio 1. So what I do then is I apply a rubric to Joe Bob's work. And you should be, each of you getting one of these as well. And so there are 20 possible points on each of these, and they add up to make 100 points for your final grade as well. So professional responsibility is just a point you get. Everybody who turns in all their work on time, regardless of whether it's wonderful or terrible, gets this point. But if your work's done in on time for that entire project, you get this point. And if you think about this, that's 5 points added to your final grade at the end just by getting everything on time. Well, Joe Bob did not get his first critique in, so he doesn't get that point as well. And because he missed a reading response, he doesn't get full credit. It's a possible 2 points for the reading responses, so he missed a reading response. So he gets 1 out of 2 there as well. He did a really good job on the introductory memorandum, talking about, hey, this is what I learned about in my writing. This is how I did each of these projects that we did. This is how I did my memo, how I did my organizational policy, how I did my job description. These are things I did well. These are the things I kind of thought I had some challenges with. And then toward the end, this is what I've learned so far. These are some questions I have for you as a teacher. So you did a really good job on the reflection as well. Pretty good job on the memo. Didn't do the front loading. I had to read to the second paragraph until I figured out what he was talking about as well. Everybody gets a 5 on the policy just because of my mistake, but he did a pretty good job on the policy anyway. And then the job description, pretty good. Didn't really lay out some of the qualifications as well as he could have. But pretty good overall. 4.5 is basically an A- on that as well. So then you add all these points together. So you basically, you take, no points for professional responsibility. 1 out of 2 on the reading responses. So 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4.5, and that's 16.5 points. And so in that portfolio 1 column, Joe Bob gets 16.5 points, which is pretty good. It's between, say, a B minus and a B. And if you want to figure out how that would translate to an entire semester, you multiply that by 5, because there's 20 points possible in each portfolio, 5 portfolios, so that would come out to be like a good solid B in the course. So I just basically want to explain that system, how this works. You should each get one of these rubrics for your portfolio, and if you have any questions, let me know. And just wanted to explain that system as well. But to the business of the week, doing our portfolio, doing our social media posts, finishing up our press releases, and meeting some new nonprofit professionals. So appreciate your time, and I look forward to hearing more of your writing. Thank you. Bye.